So there was no way to do everything we've been able to do. Justice comes in many forms. It's been denied and delayed, but none of what we did was without coalition. I want to bring up some coalition partners who have been there since day one. The faith community represented. I want to thank all the people who gave mutual aid that we were able to use to support the people while they were standing and using their rights to fight for justice. It is not easy. Some people couldn't be out there with us because of their positions and their jobs. I happen to be in the perfect place at the right time of my life to be a resource because I worked for a national organization at that time, the Bell Project. When this happened, my team and I, even though things were shut down, we were working remotely and across the street in Justice Square, in the parks. We still were bailing people out, not just protesters, everyone. We were continuing to work, and I was honored that I had enough enough staff that some of them were able to handle the paperwork, and some of us were able to be out there to be a resource. It is important that you know that. Because I worked for a national, they did try to shut me down. They went after my board. They called my director in LA. They called my folks in New York. They called other directors all over the nation. They really came for me. But I told my director, Robin Steinberg, when she called me, I said, I've carried this work of the Bell Project on my back, and I need you all to stand with me. My team ain't going nowhere, and we're going to use every resource we got. And she said, you're right, Shamika. And if I had have worked for a local employer, I wouldn't be in front of you today. While I was out there, I was being garnished for an old hospital bill, but I
Come
still
on.
was able to get my
Tell
salary,
the truth.
which even though many of us used our own funding, the fact that I was still able to do the work that I was paid to do, I was honored. So I felt it was my duty to be there. I didn't ask Tamika Palmer for a dime.
Come on.
I asked her blessing that I do this work in her daughter's name. I took her to the Carl and Ann Braden Center. I showed her what we were doing. I showed her what we were bringing together. And she gave me her blessing. And there's no step, no move I made without checking in with that family. So that needs to be said and understood that the people who supported mutual aid, the medics, and our faith community who locked arms and stood between the police as they tried to charge us many
Yes, they
times.
did.
I want to ask that representatives from Clout, there should be a representative. I want to ask that the representative that's representing the inspector
Good
general
morning,
to come
y'all.
after Clout. And then I want to ask the organization where I was also chair,
I
serving
missed
as
part of this
chair
because
to
I'm just getting
the
from
Kentucky
my
Alliance Against
medical
Racist
procedure.
and Political
This is the
Repression,
remembrance
where one
of
of my
Breonna
mentors,
Taylor.
Ann Braden,
And the
I
last
worked with her.
testimony of
This
what
has
we did
always been the
was
work of the
awesome. So I'm
Alliance,
going to go
but we have
back
been newly
at the
elected in
beginning
February of
once this
2020,
ends
myself,
so
Dre
you all
Dawson,
can
and
have
Tyra
all of it.
Walker. And I was
Please,
honored that
apologies.
I had to push
Experience.
and fight with my board, but I was honored that we were able to be out there because I said, if we don't, as one of the oldest civil rights
Yes.
organizations in this state, if we don't stand with these young people, we will see more death. We will see more people being jailed, and this history will continue to go. Some of those young people were charged with charges like weapons of mass destruction because somebody allegedly threw a firecracker. A young white woman allegedly climbed the fireman's memorial with the flame and poured Gatorade on it and was tackled in less than seconds as they came out of those doors. But while racist militia shot at us, were identified on the roofs,
Yes.
nobody came out to save us.
Come on.
Nobody. While people watched from this building, from the Hall of Justice, from the Mayor's Hall, while we were constantly abused and
Yes.
mistreated, nobody came to save us but us. So thank
And
you
Jail
to all the
Master Jay is
coalition
in
partners. It's too
jail
many to
now
name,
because
but I
of
would like
that.
Clout to come up. and
I am
speak,
praying that
and
he
then
gets
the
out of
Inspector
jail.
General, and then Kentucky Alliance Against Racist and Political Repression.
Come on, y'all. Proud to be a Kentuckian. Come on.
Good morning.
Amen.
My name is Reverend Dr. Angela Johnson. I'm the pastor of Grace Hope Presbyterian Church in Smoketown. And this is Rabbi Bob Schlossberg, Rabbi Emeritus at Congregation Addis Yeshurun in the Highlands. And we are the co-chairs of CLOUT's Community Safety and Equity Committee. CLOUT, if you don't know, stands for Citizens of Louisville, Organized and United Together. We are a network of 24 local religious congregations whose mission is to solve community problems by holding systems accountable. And we have been doing just that for more than 30 years.
That's right. Yeah. Somebody don't know what Kentucky is.
So following the killing of Breonna Taylor and the resulting community outcry in 2020, we launched our effort to address issues of community safety and equity. Our research process confirmed what many of in our membership have already experienced and the things that you all have said here today. That fact that various parts of our criminal justice system, the police, the courts, the prosecutors, and corrections, do not provide justice for all citizens. We decided that we need a different kind of policing, a different kind of criminal justice system, and a different interventions with people who are in crisis. So in 2021, we were successful in getting Metro Council to allocate funds to contract with the National Network for Safe Communities, or you'll hear it called NNSC, to come to Louisville to lead a process of what we call truth and transformation. The purpose of the process is to improve police community relations and to address racial inequities in our criminal justice system. Now, that initiative was delayed by the previous mayoral administration, but in March of 2023, we secured Mayor Greenberg's commitment.
Yay!
And now I'm going to turn it over to Rabbi Schlossberg to share how that has gone over the past year.
Remember these words, truth and transformation. You can't have transformation of policing until you first confront the truth.
Yes.
You have to know where we have been in order to build a new way of going forward. Truth and transformation. And study of the history of policing was part of the truth. It's a part of the truth. The policing described in this study, you must read it. You cannot serve in the justice area without reading this report. It is horrific. I challenge you to read this report and not have tears in your eyes.
Yes.
The first step in truth telling involved the mayor and the police chief making a statement of harm. They were robust. They are found on the CLOUT website. They have to be repeated over and over and over again. They can't acknowledge harm enough.
Hey folks, Myra Ansari here. I apologize. I have to stop this stream right now because we need to bring you some information about the Sherman-Minton Bridge. As many of you know, it is back open. It was closed for several days
okay, so let me take this time,
issues
y'all,
that they had,
to
structural issues. So we're going to have much more on Breonna Taylor's remembrance ceremony coming up later here on Wave News. We do have a reporter and a crew that is at the press conference right now. It's been going on for about almost.
Okay, so let me tell y'all, today is the remembrance of Breonna Taylor. For those of you who have been living under a rock and don't know who she is, Breonna Taylor was wrongfully killed by LMPD, which is Louisville Metro Police Department, while she was in her own house with her boyfriend. They lied to obtain a warrant. They got 2 warrants at 2 different times. They didn't like the warrant where they had to knock. So they went and lied to get another warrant, which was a no-knock warrant. The no-knock warrant allowed these police officers who was vigilantes, who had already made up their mind what they were going to do, to start trying to break in their apartment. At that time, Breonna Taylor's boyfriend was on the phone with 911 because he didn't know who was trying to break in, and him being a gun carrier to protect his home where he lays his head with his girlfriend, was telling them, I don't know who's at my door. They're trying to break in. Send the cops, because if they come through this door, I'm firing. I do have a gun. Okay? They still, as they were trying to break in the apartment door, they did not announce LMPD. We are Louisville Metro Police Department. Not one time. As they kept trying to come, and once the door or whatever started to be jarred, the boyfriend shot. When he shot through the door, okay, now mind you, he don't know who's breaking in his house. When he shot, it grazed a police officer. They unloaded. Breonna Taylor, unfortunately, was the recipient of a couple of bullets that killed her instantly while she was in her pajamas because she was laying with her boyfriend watching television. These cops got together to lie. And the FBI was actually following them, and they didn't know it. So when they gathered behind a McDonald's on 12th and Broadway, FBI had footage. A couple of the police officers admitted it was a lie. They followed back to, because some of the police officers said they went to the post office, and the postmaster told the police officers that Breonna Taylor's boyfriend, aka her old boyfriend, was having drugs come through the post office there. That's the lie they told to obtain the warrant. Okay. When the real people and FBI went back to the postmaster at that particular post office, the postmaster said he never spoke with any police officer. One of the female post officers, I believe they gave her 10 years because when the FBI was following them behind the McDonald's where they got together to get their story straight, she broke and she told the truth. So she didn't have to have a jury. They went on and sentenced her. It's only one police officer that's holding out. And that's why me and Breonna Taylor's mother can't do our interview yet, because there is another trial going on. This police officer is really trying to get off, y'all. We really need to pray because he's the one that did the most damage. This was so botched up. So botched up. They didn't do what they were supposed to do. This was botched. A girl lost her life because of a lie by people who are supposed to protect and serve. Then they tried to lie on her said boyfriend at the time. He got money because it was proven that they lied. Even the neighbors said they didn't know who it was because they never heard any police announce themselves. And then you had us. And this is when I really show my color. You had us saying, and I quote, now that girl had to be in something. Honey, she had to be in something. Some type of dope or something, girl. They ain't gonna just kick your door in for no reason. She had to be selling drugs or something. No matter how many times we tried to tell people that girl was a good girl. She had impeccable work history. And the only reason why they had something bad to say about her work history is because she left one job for a better job. Who hasn't done that? Who hasn't left one job for a better job? But us melanin people, we were killing this girl all over again. Talking about she had to be a dope queen like they said. Really? Really? And it still pisses me off as this day. Ugh! We don't know when to get mad about the real stuff. Y'all have no idea what these people went through down here, marching for her, trying to get justice for her. These police treated these people badly. Matter of fact, even one police was dressed up in regular clothes, trying to start a riot because Grandmaster Jay, and I'm gonna pray this man get another trial because they let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Let me calm down. Give me a moment, y'all. Give me a moment. Let me see if she's
Just an hour now, so I just need to cut it short. So I apologize. And then we'll bring you information about the Sherman Minton Bridge, which also is affecting a lot of people. So don't go anywhere. I'm going to stop the stream and start a new one all over again. I hope you guys are having a good day, and I'll see you.
y'all. Let me stop this right here. Give me one moment. I'm not even over there, y'all. Give me one moment. And thank y'all for coming. I know I didn't address y'all like I normally do, but I had to get right in here, right on the stream, so that we wouldn't miss, as much as we have. So let me try to go back and at least get the beginning of this. Give me one moment. Okay, I'm going to come out of this. And my computer, this computer that I have to be on, yeah, is so entirely slow. It makes me pissed off. Okay, I am a perfectionist, and when this thing goes real slow like this, it just bothers my shana. And anybody who's been following me, when you bother my shana, you done got on my nerves. Sometimes I want to take it and pitch it out the door. I swear I do. But that's where that control for your temper comes in. And I told y'all my temper used to be something else. So, every now and then the old me springs up the old me springs up and want to do some stuff. Okay, here we go. Give me one moment. I don't want to hear you talk, girl. I want to hear the people talk. Okay, here we go. Let me come over and see what y'all saying before I start it back up. I know several women who had boys for a boyfriend, and it has nothing to do with the life they loved who they loved. Okay. Girl, I had to work mixology. My godmother and my mama told me I am tired of receiving jail calls from you. Because they would hear, hello, this is a collect call from Coco at the Louisville Correctional Facility. Would you accept the call? They got tired of hearing it. Doot, doot. This is a collect call from Coco, calling from the Louisville Correctional Department. Would you accept the call? Yeah. So my philosophy is I tell everybody I'm scared of them. Because people think when you don't fight that you're a punk and you scared. I take all that. I'm a punk and I'm scared. How about that? How about don't knock on my door? And you'll see how much of a punk and how much I'm scared when you knock on my door. So, yeah, I'll be a punk. I'll be scared. I'll be whatever you want me to be. I'll be ugly. I'll be fat. I'll be whatever you want me to be. I'm all of that. Everything you said, I'm all of that. How about that? Because I ain't got nothing to prove. I don't have anything to prove at all. This is YouTube. It took me a long time to get here. I kid you not. It took me, and if it had not been for my husband, God rest his soul, that man he made the woman I am out of me. He know Honey, who? Huh. 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 Yeah, okay. Mm. Who Jesus. That's why I tell God all the time, y'all. And I know y'all hate when I talk about God, but whatever. I tell God all the time. Oh, I cannot believe I got tears in my eyes. I tell God all the time, thank you. Because I would have been sitting in penitentiary for murder. That's how bad my temper was. Seriously. And it doesn't help when you're specially trained with weapons and martial arts. But that also started to help my temper home in. My God, today, thank you, God. Thank you, Lord, that I'm able to talk to people and I'm able to just walk away. Y'all, who Jesus, it took me years. I ain't gonna lie to you. It took me years. And that's another reason why I went into therapy. Because I felt like black people and people that was just non-white, like all the way white, that our situations we go through is so much different than other people. We got history of things that we go through. So, yeah, that's why I pray my way out. I give God the glory. I don't go places where I'm tolerated and not celebrated. I only link up with people who has like minds like myself. And when I find out somebody don't, I exit stage gone. I don't, what I'm saying? It's like, why would I put myself through that? So it's yes, honey. Oh Jesus, let me get back on Breonna. Oh Lord, today y'all just don't know. My hubby working on me too. I love him. Yes, it takes let me tell you something. When you get a man like that, like the one you got and the one I had, that was a God sent man. God God made him especially for you. Because any other man would have walked away, would have thought, that it was sweet and all this and stuff. Wouldn't have never stayed. Honey, God sent that man to you. You were actually his rib that was missing. Absolutely. And I am waiting for my new husband, because God said I'm going to have one and I receive it, to be prepared for me. But he told me I ain't got to wait too much longer because I'm going to meet him this year. I received that. Matter of fact, somebody prophesied that to me too. You know you're going to meet your husband this year, right? I said, yes, I do. So, yes, honey. That's why I said women that want to be married first become that you want. And I know women get tired of me talking about that, but you first have to become that you want. You want a man that's going to save you. That's too much pressure to put on any man. What are you coming to the table with? Who are you? Let's just say he gets sick and he's out from work for 6 months. Can you hold it down? See, these are questions that need to be asked. A lot of people put so much attention on the wedding. They spend thousands of dollars for their wedding, but then don't spend any money to make sure mentally and emotionally they even ready for the man that they asking God for. See, this is real talk over here. I ain't sugarcoating nothing at all because there's too much pressure to put on a man. Half of y'all ain't even single yet. Yeah, you ain't got no man, but how many men have you had over the last year? You got to get them out of your system first before you even ask God for a man, for a husband. Other than that, he's got too much to contend with. He got to contend with Joe, Terry, Tony, Sean, Michael, Kevin. He got to contend with all them spirits that's up in your body. Y'all, quit playing. Some of y'all, yeah, you ain't got no man right now. You single, but you ain't ready for no husband because you ain't single in emotion, spirits, or nothing yet. Nothing. You gonna get that man and he gonna hate that he married you. Because now he's got to contend with all them other men that you just had up in you. Half of y'all don't even know how to be single. You feel like if you don't have no ping within 2 weeks, letting on 2 months, then something's wrong. I gotta have somebody to ride me, girl. I just gotta, and that's what's wrong with you. And then you get to a point because no man has thought enough to give you his last name. All he wanted to do was ride you and just deposit his semen in you, because that's all you were good for, to be honest. Then you get to the point of time, I ain't trying to get married. I don't care what nobody say. Everybody don't want to get married. No, you can't get married. Let's just tell the truth. Let's shame the devil. You can't get married because no man has found you worthy to even propose to you, to give you his last name. Make that make sense. Because let me tell you something. When a man look at you, a man can tell from the first time he see you. And y'all don't be thinking that men look at women like this. Yes, they do. A man can tell when the first time he see you whether you're the marrying kind, or you the screwing kind, or you have potential. Some of them throw you in the potential box. And when you open up your mouth, change all doubt. Because you so ghetto. You say, here is the man talking about his future and how he want to, change the world or whatever. And you sitting up here talking about, yeah, whatever. Because you so stuck on dope man. You want dope man. You want dope money and dope man. And this man talking about business. Yeah, don't get me started. Because I'm straight up no chaser. That's why people hate me. Because I don't go along to get along. I'm going to tell you the truth. And if we cool, I can tell you the truth and still love you. And you supposed to be able to accept it and love me too. Quit playing with me. Say what you want about whatever and say what you want about me. But baby, I was almost 30 years in the game. Some of y'all can't even keep a dating relationship past 6 months. So when you graduate and you come to my class, then I might listen to what you got to say. Until then, I keep telling y'all, in order to get to me, you have to go to hell. Because guess what? God brought me back from it. So the only way you can get me is to go to hell. Because you can't make me mad with my own tea. How does that sound? Yeah, okay, whatever. Move forward. Hey, MB Boo. Okay. So yeah, quit playing. And men, stop trying to save these women that are unsavable. Y'all doing too much. You doing too much. It is not your responsibility to make sure mentally she's somewhere that she ain't even willing to do. See, here's the thing. Before my husband was sent to me, I was already doing what I was supposed to been doing. I was already getting myself together. I was working. I was a manager making heck of a money. All my bills was taken care of. Credit card and a car and a crib. Hello? Credit card, car, and crib. Do you hear me? So when this man showed up, baby, he ain't have to save me. That was just the added plus that he came with the understanding of Job. Do you hear me? And the last hurdle that I was getting over, God put him in my life to help me. Hey, Miss Parker, smooches. So yeah, quit playing with me. Quit playing with me. I'm serious. Why I was jacked up the way I was jacked up, y'all. You got to remember, I was molested from the age of 8 years old. Incest. My cousins. Hear the S? So don't you think I had issues? I fought everybody. Do you hear me? You couldn't say 2 words to me and I wasn't fighting. I would not argue. I would fight you. I had a lot of hate in me. That's why I can spot people who got hate. Some people got hate because situations. Some people got hate because they belong to the devil. You got to know which one. So yeah, I had to work on me. The best thing that ever happened to me is I got pregnant at the age of 15. And I know y'all like, huh? My baby saved my life. Do you hear me? My daughter gave me a reason to want to change my life. My child, looking in them beautiful eyes and that curly hair, somebody who was loving me and needed me for the right reasons. She saved my life. I've always told her that. I'm like, you the reason why I started to change my life. Because I didn't want somebody else. Oh, y'all got, oh, Jesus, why am I doing this today? I didn't want somebody else to continue raising my child. Y'all heard me say continue, right? I was so angry and fought all the time and was in jail and all this and stuff that somebody else had to take custody of my child. That almost killed me. Y'all don't want the real truth. Y'all like that fake stuff. I ain't got no fake for you. I keep telling you, this ain't the chat for you. This ain't whatever. When you want to, no, this ain't it. This ain't it. This is grown woman stuff over here. When they told me, I went into a place called, what is this place called? It was just on the tip of my tongue. Anyway, it's where teenagers go that hasn't went to the court system to be in foster care and all that yet, right? You go there, and but I didn't know that. I thought it was going to be me and my child together, and they said no, because she's a certain age, she has to go in a whole nother building. Y'all, I had never been without my child except when I was working. I would take her to the daycare, the babysitter, pick her up, and we go and we do us. When they told me I couldn't take my child with me, and the man saw it on my face, I instantly, I just grabbed her so tight. Because I'm like, this is all I know, is to be her mama at the age of 15. You ain't understanding. Who, Jesus. They had to take my child in another building, but they let me sit with her as long as they could. And you talking about crying? I cried myself to sleep. My baby was crying. She had never been without her mama except daycare. So yeah, that started me to get straight. That gave me some. I had to focus on my love for my child. To not let people trick me. Oh yeah, y'all gonna get it all right now. So now have Catherine Boo not let people trick me into fighting and then going to jail, and I'll be without my child. Because they do trick you. They call themselves, we gonna do this. And they know you got a temper problem, baby. Ain't none of you, all my so-called haters and enemies. If I know I got them because y'all let it be known, because other than that, I don't pay no attention to you. All my haters and enemies, you are not worth undoing what it took God almost forever to do with my life. I ain't gonna argue with you. I ain't gonna cuss you. To me, you don't exist. You do not exist. And just like Miss T Velocity said, that's how I feel, and that's how I carry myself. But she said it. I won't know what you say about me if don't nobody tell me. Because I don't follow people I don't like. There's only weird people who listen to people they don't like. That's weird to me. That's weird. So say what you gotta say. Call me fat, black, ugly, uh, uh, stupid, question my Christianity, question the love of God that I have, question my schooling. You can question whatever you want to question. You can call me whatever you want to call me. You can say whatever you want to say. Guess what? Today is still Wednesday. Hey, Lorraine. You will, babe. I got you. Mixology, I got you. Honey, I got you. Mm-mm. Me and you got a sisterhood. Can't nobody break it. How I feel with the real Anthony McNeil, me and his bond. Can't nobody come to me and say nothing that mixology said and all. Girl, bye. Girl, bye. I don't do it. Mm-mm. When I tell you S300, when I tell you I love something, I love somebody, I do. It ain't just empty whatever. Okay, y'all. I'm sorry. I don't know how I got off on. It must have been meant for me to say. I don't know how I got off on this, and I'm not gonna apologize. I gotta stop doing that because I know enough to know when something is meant to be done. So yeah. So this thing in Kentucky, and when this happened, I was actually living in Louisville at the time. I live in a little city off of Louisville. So some people still consider it Louisville, whatever, because Louisville's the biggest metro city we got here in Kentucky. So anyway, y'all, I remember all of this, all the celebrities came down. Breonna Taylor changed the world, not just Kentucky, even over in Japan and over in Europe and stuff like that. They was holding up signs, marching with their black girl's face, talking about Breonna Taylor, justice for Breonna Taylor. So yeah, if I was never proud to be a Kentuckian, I'm proud to be one now, which I've always been proud. Hating Kentucky is like hating me. I'm born and bred in Kentucky. I believe it. You remind me so much of me. I think that's why we clicked. Because I swear you remind me so much of me. You do. You remind me so much of me. I ain't lying, honey. I understand. That's why I don't say nothing, because I understand. I've been there, done that, got my t-shirt in it and everything. Matter of fact, they created a plaque for me, girl. They created a they created a plaque for me. Let me get this back in here, Lord, today. So yeah, she. And if you don't think it can happen to you, you better hope it never happens to you. For all them people who was dogging this black woman. And it's bad. Why we don't never give each other a benefit of a doubt? You can be wrong. And here's my thing. I don't like nobody who can't apologize when you wrong. If I'm right, you ain't getting no apology from me for what? I'll just walk on about my business. But some of us, you can have proof that you're wrong and still won't say, you know what? I was wrong about that. Because it ain't in you. It's not in you. And that's why I don't deal with people like that. So keep saying my little dead channel. Whatever you say, whoever you is, whatever y'all say about, I don't care. I loved my channel when I had 200 people, 20 people, 300 people. I love my channel now because it's my channel. I stand behind it. And shout out to NC Girl because it's been a whole year now that she's been gone. NC Girl was one of my first subbies. She left a bigger content creator to come and support me because she believed in what I was doing. I made her my backup mod, her and 300. They've been here since the groundbreaking of Coco 929 is what I was at first. They've been here. Who child? Here we go.
Time of trauma and abuse, poverty, abuse of poverty, abuse of power and corruption that has been inflicted upon the Louisville community, the state of Kentucky, and beyond. There is no way to include all the victims of this history of police practices in our beautiful city. Some of those victims remain nameless. Some have been silenced by the clock, lack of money and legal resources, and a lack of ongoing support it takes to keep going. Some have been buried, and some formerly and currently work within the Louisville Metro Police Department. I hate that on March 13th, 2020, Breonna Taylor and Kenneth Walker became the perfect victims that represent the many harms caused by our Louisville Metro Police Department. I have also invited them to be here. I also invited the Inspector General's office to be here. He is out of town. He said he may send the representative, and he did. Thank you. 4 years of protests, court proceedings, and various community organizing has shown your community's commitment to justice. This is what you see in this room. We are committed to justice. We're not anti-police,
Right.
as much as we are anti-corruption,
Right.
and violence. Thank you. But it has not been without extreme costs to many of us. Many of us lost family. We lost the ability to go home. We lost our jobs. We lost our homes.
Right.
We went into debt. We suffered our campaigns, our promotions.
Y'all, what y'all don't know is the people that was protesting and everything, jobs fired them because of what they were protesting. Half of them, the police was surrounding their homes. So even when they got through protesting, they couldn't go home. Yeah, it was deep in Kentucky. That's what people don't understand. They think it was all sweet. No, it wasn't. No, it was not. I might fast forward because I want y'all to hear this man's testimony.
All of those things have been tied. When I was even getting dressed today, I thought about what t-shirt to wear. You know, while we were there seeking justice for Breonna Taylor, I gathered hundreds of t-shirts. I'm thankful for Happy Dance Quilting because those have been made into a quilt for me. But even as I got dressed, I thought, do I put on the No More No Knock Warrant t-shirt? Do I put on the Injustice Square t-shirt? Do I put on the faith community? Do I put on the white coats who came out there with us, Doctors Against Police Abuse?
Right.
Do I represent the many lawyers who stood in the gaps?
You
Over
did.
120 lawyers gave their free legal services for over 1,000 protest arrests.
Sure did.
Unprecedented.
But they didn't show that. They didn't show the doctors that was out there in their white coats. They didn't show, like she said, the lawyers who worked tirelessly to keep the protesters out of jail because they were throwing them in jail for no apparent reason. They didn't break no laws or nothing, okay? Now, let me tell y'all what has happened since then. The last mayor that was in office allowed them to come up with a no protesting law here in Louisville, Kentucky, okay? So, y'all, it all because of how Breonna Taylor was. All because how her protest was. Okay? Even in the midst of that, I lost a friend. I call him Barbecue Man. His name was David. He was grilling. They said that the spatula was a gun, and them people oh my goodness, they served they served the United States what are they? Not Air Force, the Reserve. Okay, one of the reserve people shot him and killed him dead. And he was feeding them and everybody, even the cops, he was feeding them for free. And they said that he grabbed a gun, which it was a spatula, and they killed him in the midst of the Breonna, National Guard, thank you. In the midst of the Breonna Taylor, y'all, let me go on.
Protesters arrested in 2020 still have felony charges.
Y'all heard
when
that?
I met with the mayor, he said, I thought all the protest charges were done with. They're not. That tells you some people are not paying close attention. We said when we started this is a long game. because of the institution of policing, it is able to outlive us, able to thrive, able to be perpetuated again and again. And even while under investigation from the DOJ, we have people here who were still abused, even while the DOJ was investigating.
That's the Department of Justice. The Department of Justice came back and they threw Louisville's police department on blast. They found so many things that was wrong. I mean, y'all, it's a big story with that. Y'all can Google that.
The DOJ, not a community activist group, has proved that LMPD has engaged in severely racist and problematic practices from its inception until its present day. We have someone that's going to speak on the history of policing and help write the report that the administration tried to bury. But now, because of what you all are doing and you showing up, they have it now on the police website. That didn't happen before. As we reflect on the last 4 years, we must always say Breonna Taylor's name. Uplift those whose lives were cut down too soon. Acknowledge the sacrifice of our dedicated community members and celebrate the victories we have won. It has not been all doom and gloom. I see April Hearn, who has just come in. She just released a book and she will be speaking about that. I see community control now who are working on other options to provide.
I'm in talk with somebody now to get her on my show. Yeah, the girl, she wrote a book and Breonna Taylor's mother backed it for her. She gave her blessings on the book about her daughter. So yeah, April Hearn, she is actually the author of Breonna Taylor's book. And I am in talks with her representative to bring her on my platform to do an interview until I can get with Breonna Taylor's mother. And I know that may be a while because like I said, the trial is, got to get rescheduled and all this and stuff. And she can't really say too much because if she does, they can use whatever she says to jeopardize this trial for this police officer. Okay. So I told her I'm at your beck and call. I don't care if it's 2 years from now, whatever the case may be, you let me know when you're ready. See, when you get people like that is willing to interview with you and you a little nobody, you be available when they are willing for you, when they ready for you. Just like the millionaire yesterday. When she said, call me, I said, hold on, yo, I got to call her. She wanted to make sure that it was me because she has been hacked on the computer. And I said, yes, ma'am, it's me. She says, it's too late to come on. I'm so sorry. I said, no, I'm at your beck and call. I'll stop what I'm doing for you to come on. And that's exactly what I did. Yeah, let me go on. Lord, today.
A community response to the protection that we need. We won things like no knock search warrants on the local level. We had people fighting for it on the state level. And now we have people in this room that are fighting for it on the federal level. We together stopped a judge from being reelected who we said Mary Shaw started it all.
Yep. We sure did.
Mary Shaw was replaced because.
Okay, let me say this, y'all. That's why it's important to vote in your local city because those are the people who make right now decisions in your life. Governor, mayor, sheriff, councilman, all of that. You need to vote in your city. If you vote really well, what represents you in your city, don't you know those people are the people that goes to the government? It all starts within your city and within your community. Get the ones out that don't represent you. You see what happened here? We dang sure stopped her. Sure did. She really thought she was going to get reelected. Not in this lifetime, boo-boo kitty.
Because she did not give Breonna Taylor or Kenneth Walker their due diligence. And we know that if you sign 5 or 7 warrants in 12 minutes, you have not read those warrants. More people and groups can be named who are out here taking action. We have made sure that Daniel Cameron did not get a promotion from his lack of action in Breonna Taylor's case.
Yes. Because our Black folks ain't kinfolk. I don't care what you say. and we made sure Daniel Kumaran did not get reelected, and we meant that, and that he did not go to the governor's office. No, ma'am, no ham, no sandwich. Now he's dealing with moving companies. Yeah. Uh-huh. Gone and moving boxes, boy.
What you see are residents and citizens. And I want to end with my remarks here to tell you that if it was not for our unhoused community, we would not be able to have held the longest civil unrest protest that this region and this city has ever seen. Our unhoused community helped us do that. And this council, my colleague, Councilman Ja'Cory Arthur, helped fight to make sure for the first time in Louisville's history,
I'm proud of him. He is my cousin's son. I'm so proud of him. I am. I'm proud of him. He ain't perfect, but I'm proud of him because he came from a single mother's womb to be who he is. So
we've seen more monies go towards affordable housing, services, and care and harm reduction than ever in our city budget.
Okay, so let me fast forward, y'all. Hold on. This is Anika. This is the lady. She was a councilman, and I had started my conversations with her. I had met with her a couple of times for Jasmine's Law and everything. So I can say this: when you got a good heart and you want to do good by not just you, but by other people, people will work with you. Because even behind the scenes, that's all I'm gonna say about that. Moving forward, that's another reason why I can't leave Kentucky. I can't, because God has chosen me to make a difference in this state, and especially in Louisville. I'm picking up the cross of my grandfather, and y'all know my grandfather's the last civil rights leader, right? So I got his blood on me, and not only in me, but I got his blood on me, and so I just can't. I just can't. So yeah, so that's already made up. I can't leave Kentucky, so my husband definitely got to be in Kentucky.
Thank you so much. I want to start by saying, Dee, I see you, and I know you haven't gotten justice yet from the violence that LMPD inflicted upon you. And I want you to know you are seen. Councilwoman Parrish Wright, thank you for listening to us when we asked you to file this resolution to put the people's voice into the consent decree. This is why you were elected. And I hope you heard her when she said that the history of policing report was taken off of the university's website for the administration. This is why we as Black folks feel like we don't have a chance in this city. The cover-ups that happen, the way that whiteness is protected, it's ridiculous. I'm Attica Scott. I'm a voting rights advocate, a democracy leader, and director of special projects at Forward Justice Action Network. FJN is a 501c4 organization that serves.
It's a commercial, y'all. Y'all know how they do. They got to get their little rubber stuff in. And I'm gonna close with the guys
as a strategic partner for coalitions and networks and nonprofits that are at the forefront of movements that are organizing for a more equitable, just, and free U.S. South.
Right. We are the South.
And as the South goes, so goes the nation. I'm sick of the shenanigans at local and state government levels. We had a chance to fully ban no-knock warrants. Fully ban no-knock warrants with Breonna's law. But because of the games that are played in Frankfurt, that didn't happen for us. We did not receive justice, not for real. Not when you can still kick in somebody's door, sometimes in certain situations. Every situation will be justified. It's been 4 years since many of us put our lives on the line for justice and were treated like trash in the process. It's been a year since the Department of Justice released its findings and recommendations on the Louisville Metro government and Louisville Metro Police Department. In so many ways, our uprisings in 2020 sparked discussions about politics and racism and white supremacy. In so many ways, our uprisings exposed what we all knew was not under the surface, but right there in front of us in the city of Louisville. And in so many ways, we're falling back to where we were pre-2020. But we can shift the tide. We can shift that tide together. We can make it clear that we refuse and we reject Mayor Greenberg keeping secret the consent decree from us. And instead, we can support what Councilwoman Parrish Wright is doing with this resolution that was called on by the people's consent decree, many of us in this room. And what we are asking for is public acknowledgement of the toxic culture within LMPD. Y'all know it's there, say it. We want community members to be a part at every step of creating the consent decree. This is about we, the people. We want clear timelines for the consent decree process. We should not get one response from DOJ and another from the mayor's administration.
Right.
We want no additional money from LMPD. I know some of y'all gonna be at their wellness center today celebrating that new wellness center. They could have got memberships to the Y.
Right. Come on.
And we could have gotten services.
Come on, Atika.
Instead, we need you to invest in housing, public transportation, community ministries, restorative justice Louisville, and all the needs we've been crying for pre-2020. We want the release of all of the officers, supervisors, and judges that were referred to in the DOJ report. We haven't forgotten.
No.
It wasn't only Mary Shaw. She was the one we came for. And there are many more who are next. We want community observers for the FOP contract negotiations. Stop negotiating in secret. We want civilian review and accountability board subpoena power. And we want all of the remaining charges dropped against the protesters. So stop playing with people's lives.
Cause for one, they didn't do nothing. It was the most organized protesting that you would ever see in your life. Oh, Jesus.
Because we refused to go along to get along.
Facts.
In 2020, during my second term in office, along with Councilwoman Parrish Wright, my daughter and I were unjustly arrested while we were using our First Amendment rights to protest police violence.
Yep.
It was powerful to be at Injustice Square Park nearly every day and witness people who only wanted justice. That was it, justice. We are at the crossroads, Louisville. This is the crossroads. This is it right here. We can either choose to go forward together and build the beloved community, or we're going to fall right back to where we were before we were protesting. Generations from now, people will ask, did you take action or did you sit on the sidelines? Were you silent because you wanted to be politically safe? Or did you speak up because it was expedient and it was right and it was just? So we're going to keep doing our work. We're going to keep fighting to keep this city from building a new multi-million-dollar jail. Many of us are going to continue to mentor that next generation that is asking of us and begging of us to be different and to do better. And if you read the history of policing report in Louisville, or any report really on policing in this country, you know that it grew out of colonization. You know that it grew out of slavery. You know that it grew out of white supremacy.
Yes.
So it's time for us to reject it all, and to say that we are going to build something else. We're going to build something better, because we can take care of community, and we will take care of community. So I stand here on behalf of David McAtee, Shelby Lanier, Manfred Reed, James Groves, Adrian Reynolds, Desmond Rudolph, Rodney Abernathy,
Yes.
Clifford Lewis, Antoine Bryant,
Come on.
Marshall Marbley,
Call the roll.
James Taylor,
Yes.
Michael Newby,
Yes.
Larry Knowles, Breonna Taylor,
Yes.
Dang Mang Yoon, and far too many more.
Come on. Yes. Call the roll. Okay, I'm gonna skip her a little bit.
Hey, I'm
Okay,
okay.
here we go.
Okay, I'm okay. My name's Denava Garrett. I'm a co-founder of X Hate. First off, I just want to give an honor to God. Miss Shamika, Breeway. Thank you for Miss Shamika. Thank you for allowing me to speak today. Sorry if I get emotional.
I love a man who gets emotional. Come on, boo.
I first want to say sorry to Breeway. Sorry to my fiance Shy. Because my trauma and what I've been through here in Louisville has really affected me. I got PTSD now. And if you don't know what PTSD is, man, it's rough to have. But when I first came to Injustice Square, Miss Shamika was one of the first people I met. See, a lot of people just know D. Garrett from being on the news, my past. But a lot of people don't know that after I got out of prison in 2014, I became a student at Kentucky Christian University, where I was a ministry major.
Yep.
And when this stuff happened to Breonna Taylor, no offense when I say this, but being a Black athlete at an all Christian white school, imagine the conversations that was happening at this school to the point that I didn't want to be a minister no more.
It's real talk. Come on.
Hearing professors say that Breonna Taylor was a drug dealer.
See?
Hearing professors say, D, you're going to go down there and be with BLM. Do you know what they stand for? But Breonna Taylor situation changed the world. It changed my world. As I was watching the news, getting ready for football practice, I broke down and I cried on the couch. I called some organizers, went to Cincinnati, and I started protesting. And I remember the first protest of me being in Cincinnati, it was a lady that was marching with us, and she was in a walker. And the police out of nowhere shot her up with rubber bullets and tear gassed her.
On a walker, y'all. On a walker. This woman on a walker. How is she threatening? I'll wait. Y'all, you know what? Let me shut up.
And I ran to her aid. I said, hey, how may I help you? And with tears in her eyes, she was like, I'm all right. I'm just going to keep going. I'm okay. I'm okay. Just you keep going. You keep going. That's when God really, truly put on my heart to come to Louisville. And I remember the first day I showed up in Louisville with the cross. I parked my truck and I pulled up and jumped out my truck. And the police in Breeway was going at it. It changed my life forever. Because for, I think, 18 months, I used to drive. Well, before I moved here, I used to drive from Cincinnati to Louisville, and Miss Shamika used to always help out with gas cards, hotels, anything, because I used to sleep outside at 6th and Jefferson. But this moment that really changed my life is the day that Aaron Emmers punched me in my face 4 times.
Did y'all hear that? Let me tell y'all. He's a police officer.
And officer Aaron Emmers. And not only Aaron Emmers, but other LMPD officers, the court system, a judge by the name of David Bowles was trying to hide and keep me locked up to try to cover up the wrongdoing that happened. I felt like I was being silenced.
Now, what's so sad about that is David Bowes and my mom you hear that, were really good friends until my mother heard what David Bowes was trying to do to the Breonna people and Black people in general. And can I say, my mother and him are no longer friends because my mother said, "How can you love me and I'm a Black woman, but you don't love my sisters and brothers?" And that was the end of that relationship.
And that PTSD makes you turn on people that really love you. Because when you feel and you see a LMPD officer or officers here in Louisville put their hands on you, lie on you, put fake charges on you, and then the court system is behind them, helping them by putting fake charges on you, putting you on house arrest, and it just kept going. So I had collective trauma. Not did it just affect me, it affected my baby. Me being followed from Breeway all the way down to the projects, Park Hill projects, and my baby tapping me saying, "Daddy, the police is behind us." I seen it, but I was hoping she didn't see it.
And that's why I get so pissed when I hear other races tell us to get over it. You have no idea the trauma that Black people go through just seeing a cop car. Just seeing a cop car. What our whole psyche goes through. And God forbid if they follow you. My Black brothers, I pray for them all the time. Not my biological brothers, Black men that I know, period. You have no clue. You can't even begin to understand.
My baby coming to me saying, "Daddy, I'm afraid the police is gonna kill you." My baby screaming at night because she's having nightmares because somehow somebody showed her the video of what happened to me. But do you know that God always shows up in the midst of the storm?
Amen.
See, I had a lot of anger in me against LMPD and the city of Louisville, just how they allow people to just slander my name. But my baby came to me, and I remember sitting on my couch. And something changed me because I didn't expect this, Bruce, to come out her mouth. She said, "Daddy, when I grow up, I want to be a police officer." And she said, "You know why? Because I want to stop from stuff not happening, what happened to Breonna. I want to stop for what if I was a police officer, what happened to you wouldn't have happened to you." And it started my healing process. It started my journey. And I want to say to the city of Louisville, I want to say to Breeway, I want to say to my family that I'm sorry for not being active, but today I am reactive. Thank you.
I wanted to get to that. I want to end with that. When part 2 start, I think I'm just going to upload it. I'm not sure yet. I'm not sure. But y'all have no idea what it was like here during the Breonna Taylor protest and everything. I know most of y'all saw all the celebrities who came down and stuff like that, but y'all have no idea. This city, I did a video when my husband was living. We did a video of us going to the park where we normally go and watch the boats go on and off. And on that day, it was a white woman as we was driving and we was getting ready to turn to come on the main street that comes to the park. It was a white woman saying, "No." I was reading her lips. She was pointing, "Go back, no, go back. And we didn't understand why this woman was telling us to go back. And I asked my husband, I said, why is she telling us to go back? He said, I don't know, babe. So we turned anyway and we went on to the port. Well, as we got to the port, now, even while she's telling us to go back, we started seeing trucks with Confederate flags on it, and all this and stuff. I'm talking about army trucks and stuff. It looked like, and white people hanging out the trucks and all this and everything. So, me and my husband, we still went on. I always felt safe with him anyway. You know, as we start approaching the port, y'all, when I tell y'all, when we turned into this port, it was as many white people in these army different type of trucks and Confederate flags and camouflage face, with the designs on their face and all this and stuff that had taken over the park where we go. And we was riding through I'm gonna tell you, God was with us because we not one time got afraid. We just thought they were nuts. Like, well, what the heck is going on here, right? And so my husband said, I don't see not a cop in sight. So he decides, he said, I'm gonna call the cops. He said, it don't make no sense. All of this can't be good. He said, we don't see no cops. So what 911 told him was, it's undercover cops down there. Y'all just don't see them, but they are there. And my husband was like, yeah, all right. If it had been a whole lot of black people like this, we would see the cops, which is true. So I was like, babe, if you want to go, we can go. He said, no, we ain't going nowhere. We want to watch the boats, right? But at that time, with no boats there, y'all, and everything. So make a long story short, these people had loaded up to go down there to where Breonna's protest was, okay? And to confront J Master J and his group, which was very well organized, right? So they went down there to go heads up with them. All right. And we didn't know that. Like I said, I got it on videotape somewhere on my system. And we didn't know that. The white woman, she said, I'm so glad to see y'all. We was wondering, like, why is she glad to see us? What we didn't know was before we had got there, because she was playing black rap music, that some of them people went over there and started bothering her, calling her whatever they was calling her when you like black people. They was spitting on her car and all this and stuff. And she got on the inside and stuff. She was scared. And the whole time we was down there and everything, not one time did they bother us. Matter of fact, some of them was speaking. You can't tell me when you're a child of God that he won't protect you. Me and my husband, well, we are people that pray a lot. Like my husband, he'll be sitting somewhere, he'll just start saying, God, I thank you. God, thank you for protecting us. Thank you for protecting my home. Thank you for protecting my kids. Lord, I just thank you. Thank you, Lord, for, covering my wife. And I mean, he'll just, he can be watching TV and just start saying, God, I thank you. That's what I said. I can't have no man that don't know God. I can't. I'm sorry. You ain't got no relationship with God. Don't miss me. Because when you can't, God can. Anywho, moving forward. So, girl, the energy was something else mixed, girl. So, it was just wow. And when we got home and we turned on the TV and saw the same group, we was like, hey, that's that group that and we knew God had kept us. God had our angels around us and was like, don't y'all dare. Don't you try, Satan. Not today, Satan. Oh, my goodness. It was something else, y'all. It was something else. And that's why some of y'all who got these beautiful little boys and girls, stop trying to make them the next basketball player, next football player, the next all this superstar. They're gonna be the next rapper. We need policemen, we need doctors, we need dentists, we need lawyers, we need judges, we need stuff like that represented. We need that. Her, I know you're right. And that's a book that I bought my husband. It's called The Power of a Praying Husband. when he was just coming into God, because I introduced him to God. And when he was just coming into God, I was trying to give him any and everything that would help him stay focused. Because the streets are luring, okay? And I bought him that book from Stormy Orman. I think it's Stormy and then Orman. It's called The Power of a Praying Husband. And he loved that book. He got to reading that book and reading that book. And then one day he was looking for that book. He was still with it, but he was looking for that book. And I had given it to my friend for her husband. He was like, "Where my book at?" I said, "Oh, since you was done, I gave it to Michelle so she can give it to oh boy." He said, "You gave my book away?" He was fired up, y'all. I didn't know he was going back referencing that book just when he could and about anything. I didn't know that, y'all. I didn't. I was wrong.com. I was wrong.com. You know, he forgave me, but I was wrong for doing that. I mean, yeah, I was wrong. And I told him, I can get it back. He's like, no, you done gave it to him. And so I turned around and bought The Power of a Praying Wife. Because, my husband ain't going to be all wrapped up in prayer, and I ain't. So we're going to be equal on this thing, honey. And that book was the bomb. Okay. So, you have all three of them. See, I told you, my sister from another mister. I told you, girl. I told you. Yes, and I'm afraid of men who don't read. I'm serious. I'm afraid of them because they can put anything before your eyes on a computer. Anything. But you should always get a book. You should always have a book to sharpen your memory. One, it helps your memory, and two, it sharpens the intelligence gene in you. Any man that don't, I'm serious. I don't know. I don't even want to be friends with nobody that don't read. I'm serious because I'm a book person, and I know how a book can be. And yeah, when I hear people, especially Black people, say they don't have a need for a book, they don't read, that already lets me know where your mentality is. You believe anything on the internet, and that's scary. That is scary. Seriously, it's like, okay, you don't read, okay. But my friend, the real Anthony McNeil, he reads. That man's intelligent. Do you hear me? I know I talk about him all the time. Just deal with it. But he's very intelligent. Let me see. I recommend the 5 love languages and those books to any new couple. Really? Okay. I might get that just for me. I ain't in no relationship yet. I can tell I have been reading enough. Girl, honey, I'm quite sure your husband ain't got no complaints. So, But yeah, let me tell any couple out there, I'm telling you, The Power of a Praying Wife and The Power of a Praying Husband, them 2 books, and she said the couple one, hey, get those books, y'all. Don't get the auto, buy the book. So in case something happens to your internet or whatever, you can still read. Please. Good grief, I reckon. Anywho, I even bought one for my teenage daughter at the time. It was something had to do with teenagers. I bought one for her, and she loves that book. She holds on to it to this day, and she ain't nowhere near no teenager. She's 21, but she love that book. She really do. So y'all, yeah, I'm just saying. My thing is, everybody wants to be famous on YouTube. What are you doing in your own community to make it better? Oops, she didn't ask that. Yes, I did. What are you doing in your own community to make it better? Or are you just complaining about these people ain't about nothing? It's government stuff. And these, yeah, they don't do nothing. These police, and well, what are you doing to make it different? What are you doing on your own street to make it different? Half of y'all don't even pray for your neighborhood. Let me tell you, not only did I pray for my neighborhood, and some of y'all ain't gonna believe this because y'all don't believe God outside of the church walls. But those of us, that's why I love Pentecostal and Apostolic. Those of us who was raised in that and everything, we understand the power of prayer and what I'm about to say. Not only did I pray for my street, but I also anointed my the bottom of my shoes and walked my street while I was praying. Mm. What? Girl, I knew you was crazy. Girl, girl, you crazy in the mud. Okay. Okay. I'll be crazy. And I walked my property. See, don't play with me. I know the power of prayer. Don't play with me. And it's about time for me to walk my property again. Mm-hmm. And I anointed all my doors and my windows. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Jesus lives here. Mm-hmm. Yep. He's got my guardian angels at all posts. Where you think you're gonna get to me, God's like, try it. She belongs to me. And anything that's connected to her belongs to me. Y'all ain't ready for this. ah! I don't mean that I don't have bad days and all that stuff. Of course I do. When you know who God is to you and who He is, you deal with things differently. And when I was a mad person, God knew me. He knew who He made. He knew what I had been through. Mother Dabney's book, What It Means to Pray Through, is a. Oh, okay. I'm gonna get that book. I'm gonna get that book. I'm gonna get that book. Yes, I'm gonna get that book. Mm-hmm. 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 I'll be in church tonight. I'll be in church tomorrow night. And I'll be in church Friday night. We have a pastor who has started over 35,000 churches over in places where it's not good to be a Christian. The anointing of that is on his life, and he's coming to our church for the next 3 days. And the power, I ain't gonna get into that because y'all don't know about all that, so never mind. But yeah. That's why I said my husband, he gonna have to find me and God like my first husband did. He found me and God. I walked in the dance, and God had told him, "That's your wife." In order for him to hear that, he had to been talking to God. You don't know the voice of God if you never spent time with him. That's what behooves me about people. There has been a lot of men to claim me as their wives. For real. It's been a lot of men. It's been about 6. I married 1. Okay. It's been a lot, but they don't. If God told you I was your wife, and you know I was your wife, but you don't make no plans to make me your wife, did God really tell you that? Because nothing God tells you do you be slow in moving. When God gives you something, you be quick to move in whatever way that is. Quick to quick to propose, quick to get a ring, quick to say, look, I'm putting stuff in steps. Look, you pick a day for us to get married. I'll be there. I'm doing this, I'm doing that, and we'll stay in the house you got, and blah. See, you don't wait. You don't wait, and well, God ain't gonna let her be with nobody but me, and He's gonna keep. No, God is not that type of God. He's not. It's been a lot of people that miss out on blessings because they didn't move when God told them to move. They wasn't obedient. And half obedience is still disobedience. I know y'all ain't never heard that before, but let me tell you again. Half of obedience is still disobedience. And God don't reward that. And it'll be people who swore up and down I was their wife and all this and stuff. When I get married this next time, they gonna hate themselves because they didn't do what they should have done to make me their wife. It's not my fault. God is not going to keep me single until you realize, whoever realized that, oh, okay, now this, no. Because here's the thing, a real man of God, let me tell y'all something. I'm helping somebody. A real man of God, if it's anything blocking that, would have said, God, you told me she's my wife. I'm looking at this, this, and this. Help me make her my wife. I need your help to do this and this and this. so I can get my wife, God. I need your help with these things. I need your help to give me a better car, or I need your help to help me transport. I need your see when you know God is giving you something and you know it, and you feel like, well, how am I gonna make this happen? You begin to talk to God differently. You begin to talk to him different. You don't ask God, don't let her fall for nobody but me. You don't go to him like that because it's selfish. And God is not selfish. He's not gonna do that. Your prayer needs to be, God, okay, this is what I need. In order to be with her, I need this. I need you to do this. Show me how to do this. Make this happen. Make this. See, your prayer becomes different. Other than that, you're lying. Women, when you know a man is your husband, the one prayer you need to make, and I would say this under my breath because God hears all, the devil don't. Because sometimes if you speak it out loud, the devil will manifest and you think it's God and it's not. But I would say this up under my breath. This is what I would say. God, if I'm his wife, tell him and let him tell me. Wow. Engagement facts 100. Engagement after 3 months, married after 3 years, because of me, still together through all the storm. I know that's right. Did I tell you? I did, honey. My husband had proposed to me one night, girl. I thought he was talking a business deal, so I was, I was like, yeah, I thought it was a business deal. So one day we was riding. I'm condensing the story. One day we was riding. We had the kids with us. We was on the expressway going somewhere, going out to eat or something. And I said something about, mm-hmm. But you ain't asked me to marry you or something like that. And he said, yes, I did too. It shocked me. The kids got quiet in the back seat because it was going to get juicy. So kids know when to shut what we call the heck up. So they got quiet, right? And I said, when? He said, you don't remember the night sitting there talking about my cousin's house? He said, man, you was sitting on the couch watching TV, and I turned towards you and was like, hey, blah, 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 blah. I said, y'all, that was a proposal. He said, yes, it was. Y'all, when I got to thinking about his words, it was absolutely a proposal. The way he presented it, y'all, was that like a business arrangement. I'm like, good grief, I reckon. I said, shut up. He said, but if you need me to, babe, will you marry me? I was like, yeah. And the kids like, yay! I was like, oh my goodness. I said, when you want to get married? He said, you pick the date and the time and tell me and I'll be there. That's exact. He said, the only thing I asked you is put me in a white tuxedo. I said, for real? He said, absolutely. All white. I'm like, wow. Yahoo. I got my wedding together within 3 to 4 hours. Make it make sense, honey. Don't play with me. Don't play with me. I had everything down to the daggone flowers and every stuff. And we got married 2 months later. It don't take all day to do nothing. Okay. When people say they want you, but then, well, I can't do this because of it. They ain't trying. They're not trying. Because when you really know God has somebody for you, you don't exhaust you exhaust all avenues to make it happen. And when you realize you can't, that's when you start talking to God like, okay, God, you said that he or she was mine, and I'm how? What am I gonna do? I mean, what do you come on? I need some help doing what I need to do, and everything. And God will help you. He'll start putting provisions. He'll start telling you what to do. The phone calls that you were trying to make and they wasn't, calling the way that they should. God will having people call you. He'll give you discounts and everything. See, don't play with me. That's why I said you gotta be a person of faith in God, because there's no way in the world that God showed you something, I spoke something to you, and you still stuck. First of all, did God say it, or was it you? And then, do you have a relationship with God to where you can talk to Him and He'll make it happen? Yeah, all right. Let me see. Girl, I'm gonna highlight this. Hold up, cause you preaching right there. You see what I'm saying? You preaching. Mm-hmm. Right there. Right. Excuses and reasons are just that, what you said. And to me, the same person be like that in marriage with business. It'll always be excuses. It'll always be reasons why we can't, why you can't, why. It'll always be that because that's how they live their life. That is absolutely the truth. Because ain't nowhere in the world God gonna tell me something and I ain't gonna fight for it. You a lie. God done told me to. It's mine. It's mine. And I'm just gonna just vicariously just la la la. I ain't got time. I ain't got all that time. I'm 53. Even though I think I'm gonna live to see like 98 or whatever, unless the Lord comes and the rapture comes, then I'll go up in the rapture. But other than that, I think I'll be here until I'm like at least 98. I really do. I really do. So even with that much time, why would I want that much time with somebody trying to decide if I'm theirs? And I'm sticking around and hope he knows. Oh, hope he coming and marry me soon. Oh, so we can live our life together and enjoy each other and travel a little bit and all of this and not me. Not me. Cause my honey, baby. I am going, like I said, let me tell y'all. I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all. Y'all ready? How much time I got? Okay, y'all, I gotta hurry up and get off here. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all right now. I usually don't go backwards, y'all. I usually don't. Okay, but for some reason, I ain't gonna say it's God yet, cause God ain't saying nothing. But for some reason, y'all, an ex of mine, right? Not the cute out, but an ex of mine, right, had a long conversation with me. And right, girl, let me highlight that. Right, and they have a year max, honey. And other than that, baby, I move on, shake the dust from my feet, and I moves on. I don't wait on nobody. I don't. Cause to me, you know what you want. You either a punk or a prince. If you a prince, prince go get what they want. If you a punk, you gonna stand and keep standing and keep standing and keep standing. You stand by yourself. You be lonely by yourself. You be alone by yourself. Even though, even right now, I haven't had any sex since August the 24th, 2021. I'm proud to say that. No masturbation, none of that. None of that. Trust me. And I know some of y'all like, what? Girl, you lying. Well, you believe what you want to believe. I ain't got to lie. For what? Because I really want, when my new husband come, I want him to get everything new of me. Everything. So, yeah, I don't do it. Mm-mm. I ain't even wanted to. That's what's so funny. I haven't even wanted to. I haven't even, my focus has been elsewhere, and it just has been. So, but yeah, mm-mm. That's easy when you have had a love like you. And girl, that's what everybody keep telling me. They like, girl, the love you had, that's easy. I'm like, shh, it just is. I mean, he knew my body. He knew what I liked. He knew like certain touches would do certain things. I mean, he just knew. And yeah, I mean, he had to learn it. But honey, he was a quick learner. He was a master. Do you hear me? You can't roll up on me with what you did with old girl talking about, yeah, I know you like his. No, I don't. Because unlike a lot of women, my spots travel. like for 3 months, my spot might be my neck. Well, my spot is always my neck. But anyway, let's just say it might be my ear. And then you'll roll up on me 3 months later and they don't do nothing to me. What you gonna do? Back up, give up, get mad, pout, roll over? See, honey, Mister, he knew. And he would say it was so fun, but he would say it so sexy. He said, my spot done changed, huh? Well, let me explore and see where my spot is. And we would have fun. But most men, okay, now they ain't doing nothing to you. That's all right. Ain't nobody got time to be trying to figure out nothing. That's all right. I'm done. Okay, well, be done. See, God ain't gonna give me nobody like that. I know he's not. He love me too much. You love me too much, God. I know you're not. Let me see. Right, girl, time to explore. Right, I do know what I want for real. So I was telling you about my ex, right? He's making me rethink about the redo. He's making me rethink. Let's just put it like that. He's making me rethink. And to be honest, the more he's seeking God, the more attractive he's becoming. I'm being honest with you. The more he's seeking God, the more attractive he's becoming. And I even told this man, I ain't looking at you. We just friends. That's it. You know, God bless you and your endeavors. We friends and all that. But lately, my mind has been like, so yeah. I ain't saying, I'm just saying, you know, I ain't saying, I'm just saying. He did tell me how he felt. Even though he know we just friends, he did tell me how he felt. You know. So I thought that was sweet, you know. He's retired too. So that wouldn't be an issue, you know, and everything. But whatever. So I'm staying focused. Like I said, I'm staying focused. But I just had to share that with y'all. I had to, because like I said, he's making me rethink. And I hate that. Because like I said, I made up my mind. I don't go backwards. I was young when me and him was together. He was older. He's way older than me now. He really is. But for him to be way older than me, he still get around good. Yeah, I am, boo. Trust me. I am, you know, and everything. Uh so yeah, he is actually, to be honest, he's 15 years older than me. 15. But he still get around good, you know. He said they try to give him a cane because one of his knees tried to go out or whatever. He's like, nah, I don't want no cane. I'm just going to do what I need to do to stay off that cane. He said, until I really need it. He said, when I really need it, I'll grab it. He said, but right now I don't. I just need to do something else. He said, to make sure that I stay strong and off the cane. And he don't walk with no cane. I mean, he walked normal. He walks normal. So, you know, I'm like, well, I hear you. He said, yeah, don't give me no cane, so I need one. He said, shoot, nah, man. I'm like, I hear you with your stubborn self. He's stubborn. Anywho, make a long story short, that was it. Sometimes the double back may be worth the trouble. You know, I'm starting to see that, but I'ma stay focused. Like I said, I know what I asked God. I ain't gonna mention it on here. I know what I asked God, and I know if I see it, if He's the one. I know. I'm starting to believe He is, but I ain't gonna focus on that. I'm gonna stay focused because I need that second shoe to drop. God know what I'm talking about. The first one, that could be anybody, okay? But that main thing I've been asking God, He already knows. So when I hear it, I'm gonna know it. He feel like he know I'm his wife. He been knowing he said he was scared of me because I was so young. He even didn't believe I could cook until I cooked one day and he came over and he ate my food. He said, oh my God. He said, you really can cook? Duh. He said, no, you cook from scratch. Duh. He said, I thought you was lying. That's what you get for thinking. Don't nobody pay you to think. Yeah, I was that one, y'all. Even though I was a young woman dating older men, I had the spunk of an older woman, and that's what tripped them out because I wasn't bubblegum chewing and all that stuff. I was mature for my age, very mature. My game was so tight. Let me just say this real quick. I think about this. He even talks about this. He said, "Man, I was so in love with you. I hired your boyfriend." he he hired my boyfriend. That was so funny. My boyfriend had lost his job. You can't be with me and not have no income. I'm sorry. I just don't do that. And it ain't in me to do that, boo boo. I'm sorry. It's just not. Okay. So he was like, yeah, because the whole time he talking, I'm like, I done picked up the phone. I'm like, yeah, hold on, I got one for you. And so this person picked up and said, hey. I said, hey. He said, how you? I said, I got somebody need a job. I said, my daughter's father. They just fired him. He said, huh? I said, yeah, he needs a job. Oh, okay. Well, have him come holler at me tomorrow. Bring his papers. I'll put him to work. Thank you. He started laughing. No problem. I hung up the phone. I said, I got your job. You got to be such tomorrow at this time. Bring your paperwork and all that, and they're going to put you to work. He said, how'd you do that? Don't worry about that. You just make sure you show up tomorrow. Matter of fact, if you here, I'll wake you up on time so you can get there. How about that? See, don't play with me. I don't do it. Some of y'all take care of these men. They ain't never got to work. You just want somebody's body in the bed with you. You want a thigh to lay against, our chest to lay against. And y'all take care of them like y'all they mama. Am not. And don't. You my husband me. You my boyfriend me. I am not your mama. What she put up with, I am not. How about that? Let's not play. Because we don't do that one. Coco don't know that. You see somebody younger for me? Thank you. That is one thing I am against is dating younger men. Let me tell you why. My daughter that's deceased, Jasmine, her father was a piece of shit. He lied to get me. His voice is deep as Barry White's, for real. His voice has been like that. It's deep as Barry White. So when he told me that he was older than me, I believed him. Okay? I believed him. And then I found out not only was he younger than me, he was 7 years younger than me. Girl, this man almost killed me and everything. So I have made it my anti-young men approach. Now, don't get me wrong. They still try to holler. And I'm like, no. Just because of him. Just because that man was obsessed with me. He stalked me. He would stand outside my apartment building. He would ride up and down looking to make sure when nobody's sitting with me or whatever. And it got so bad that the men of where I lived there would holler, Shorty. I'm like, yeah. Watch yourself. When they said that, it means he was down here. I'm like, all right, thank you. Yeah, that's how bad it got. It was crazy. And then I moved. And this man, one day I came out of my job. He didn't even know where I worked. I don't know how he never answered how he found out where I worked at. I came out of my job. He was sitting on top of the car. He's like, hey. I looked up and saw him and started screaming. The security guards ran to me and everything. And I couldn't even talk. Seriously. Not my last child, but my daughter before my last daughter was the result of a rape, him raping me. So yeah, I don't know if I told that story or not, but one day I'll tell that story. Yeah. So I don't know. God gonna really have to tell me it's a younger man because I got PTSD when it comes to dating younger men. I swear I do. I got PTSD. Anytime they won't even be able to raise their voice at me, I would probably shoot him because I think that he's gonna try to do something to me. Because old dude put a gun to my head, and had I not smacked it, and that what I keep saying it wasn't me, it was God. He was having my angel to use my hand. Had I not smacked that gun, I wouldn't be here today. He put a gun straight to my head, pulled trigger. Oh yeah, Coco done been through some stuff. That's why I keep telling y'all, y'all ain't ready for this realness over here. Shoot. So pray for me, sis. I trust you. Pray for me, honey. Yeah, I don't know. My kids think the man gonna be white because they don't think a black man is gonna treat me like my last husband did. They said, "Mama, we can't see that. Daddy was a unicorn. I don't see no black man treating you like Daddy did." And that's bad that my black sons don't think there's a black man that would treat me like my husband did. That he would have to be of another color. I'm open though. Where I wasn't open to date white men, I'm open now. I really am. We got white men in our family. They love our dark meat. So I'm open. I really am. I even told my cousin, she was like, I want you to go somewhere with me, but it ain't a lot of black men there. Is, most of them white, but they like our color. And I'm like, I'm open. I'll go. So I'm open to dating white men. I really am. So, and I know y'all ain't never heard me say this on her openly, but I really am. I've been through some stuff too. I don't ask anyone to pray for me, but I definitely trust you. I got you, boo. I'm so serious. And you got my email, honey, so hey. So yeah, y'all. So, but anyway, I do appreciate you guys. What time is it? Because I'm gonna try to go get my nails did. Oh, my computer is on. Okay. I'm gonna try to go. Let me tell y'all. Yesterday, I was kept saying about my nails. Right, I was like, I'm $20 short on my nails. I was telling different people, $20 short on my nails. Right. Well, the one person, it's so funny. My daughter, my baby girl, she texted me and said, "Mama, you got $15." I said, "No." I said, "Girl, I'm $20 short on my nails. You know how I feel about my nails, like it." Next thing I know, she said she sent me a text. And my son had asked me something, so I went to my cash out, and I had not only $20 but five extra. I'm like, huh? Because it was on zero. And so when I looked to see who sent me that money, I said, my daughter, the one who just asked me for $15, sent me money to get my nails done. Now, did she really need the $15? That's what we need to ask ourselves, right? Baby girl mess. And I know she gonna hear this because sometimes she drop air. Baby girl's a mess, okay? I was like, oh, thank you. But then I had one of my other kids needed something, so I sent that to them. So I was still short of my money. So I need some gas now. I gotta try to go get some gas, and then I'm gonna try to go to the nail people. We're gonna try. We're gonna try, y'all. We're gonna try. Cause I be trying not to use, my credit card and everything, cause I'm in a good, comfortable spot with my credit report and everything, and I don't use credit cards for stuff like that. But, yes. Let me see. I'm not open to dating a white man for the simple fact I have dated the family too. If they say one wrong thing, I know if they call you a girl. I just said I'm open to dating. I don't know about the rest. I don't know. Maybe she sacrificed her wants and she probably did that. Yeah, she probably did that. Catherine, nails and feet are 120 or more at the nail. Girl, they are expensive. Not to be funny, but I do my own feet now. I might go to them like once a season or twice a season, but I do my own feet. For real. I keep my feet yeah, I do my own feet. But my nails, because like I said, I'm in ministry too, and it was prophesied to me that I always keep my hands, looking a certain way. So I try to always keep my nails, nails done. So yeah, and everybody think my nails is new. They not new. They are old. But my nail tech is the business, and her name is Tracy in English, but in Chinese I think it's Hukan, something like that. But it's Tracy in English, so I call her Tracy, and she gonna get on me when I go in. She gonna say, "I told you 2 weeks, two. Come on here. I told you two, 1, 2." I can hear her now, and I'd be like, "Tracy, just do my nails. Ain't nobody asked you for no attitude." Yeah. I'm here when I go in, trust me. Because I go to the same place all the time. And I only pick 1 or 2 people to mess with my nails. Tracy's my main go-to. And supposed to be 2 weeks, and y'all, I'm going on, I think 3.5. I think 3.5 weeks. She gonna let me have it. And everybody gonna be cracking up. Cause she, for real, she gonna look at my nails and say, I do. 1, 2, 2. Come on. Oh, let me see. Ah, thank you, boo. You too. Thank you so much. May God restore unto you 100-fold. Thank you. That's okay, honey. That's it. That's okay. Thank you. Y'all, and there was one more thing I wanted to tell y'all. I don't forget. Uh, I don't forget. Oh, my daughter. Okay. My daughter, the one who lives in St. Louis, y'all, she is booming. Do you hear me? My daughter got her own ice cream maker. Okay. She's able to make weed ice cream, and it is selling like crazy. Because in St. Louis, they can do, the THC or whatever and all that and stuff. And most of her dishes are infused with THC. So now she's got her ice cream. She been booming, y'all. Y'all pray for my daughter's, protection. Because sometimes people, they see your success and then they start trying to harm you. So I always ask God to continue to protect her and everything. But she's booming. She got ice cream maker now, honey, and they buying that ice cream like 40 going north. I know, me too. Me too. When I'm able to, yes, ma'am. Right, infusion. That's why I'm like, okay, you gone, girl. And that's why she won't move home. Because her in Kentucky, they still debating if they should. Yeah, okay. While the whole other places is saying yes, we still in debate if we should. Like, I mean, Kentucky, did y'all know Kentucky was the home of the tobacco? That all of your cigarettes just about came from Kentucky. And they got the audacity to be wondering if they should allow weed. Yeah, okay. That makes sense. They don't ask real people. They make me want to smack the crap out of them. But yeah, I'm so proud of my boo. I really am. That God is just doing some things with my children. You know what? My prayer was make my kids more successful than me. I wanted them all to be better than me in every area. And I'm just grateful. We have plenty of dispensaries here in Philadelphia. I want to open up this dispensary. I want to open up one in Chicago. I really do. And I've been trying to get people who have at least $1,000 to invest. We all can invest our money and open up a dispensary, and where that money will keep generating money. But you can't get Black people to come together to do nothing like that. You can get us to argue, but you can't get us to pull our money and open up businesses. And that's where my mind has been for the last 3 years. Actually, before that, because me and my husband was talking about it. Like, my husband, when I started doing stocks, like, this man taught me stocks, y'all, on my lunch break. And after that, I started doing stocks. Okay. He said, "You the quickest learner." I held an A and B in school. Duh. Anywho, so I was doing stocks, right? And my husband just didn't get it. He's like, "I ain't getting, you do what you need to do." So he really wasn't interested in it. So one day he went to work and he saw these Mexican friends of his talking about, well, he heard them talking about their new boat and all this and putting a deck on their house. He said, "Wait a minute, we all work here. How y'all do that?" And they's like, "Oh, Willie." They call him Willie. "Oh, Willie. How we did it is because we have stocks, man. We put our money in stocks, and then we can get our money." And he's like, "Man, my wife been doing that. You mean to tell me I can do some stuff like this?" They was like, "If she know what she doing," he said, "Man, she good at that. She cold." He came home the next day. He said, "My next paycheck, take $100 out of it and invest however you want to." He told me this, so I said, "Oh Lord, okay." I said, "You sure?" He said, "Yes." Yeah. Can't you think you need to talk to my oldest son? Oh, okay. Y'all, for real, don't play with me. For real, I'm 63. Yeah, and shoot, the way my baby girl smoke weed for her anxiety and stuff, I told her you need to invest so you be paying yourself back like I did with McDonald's. People laughed at me because I buy McDonald's. Well, I used to buy it every day, McDonald's coffee, and people like, "Girl, you wasting money." Little did they know, I got stock in McDonald's, so I ain't wasting nothing. I'm actually paying myself, which was a smart investment. Thank you very much. How you doing? See, I'm not just a pretty face. As somebody said, an ugly face. I'm not just an ugly face or a fat woman. I got smarts. Mm-hmm. Proper license, I can get up to 70. Child. I'm gonna have to email you. We're gonna have to talk for real. Let me see. My best thing to invest in, other things you buy. What now? See, I told you we are sisters from another mister. That's what I said. That's what I said. I'm gonna tell you something else. People laughed at me when I bought into General Electric because the stocks was horrible. They was like, "Girl, you stupid. Why are you buying into General Electric? Don't they know GE?" I, huh, huh. Okay. Yeah, I'm stupid. Now who's laughing when I get my little things that come in my email to tell me how it's doing? I be cracking up. I'm like, keep going. So I ain't gonna tell all my stocks, but I got 10 different stocks. One of my stocks, I will say this because I ain't gonna tell y'all what company. One of my stocks was in robotics. I bought into robotics when it wasn't even feasible to buy into robotics. Now, since we in the rapture of AI, can you say cha-ching? And like this man told me, let it ride. You got that right. I don't care if it dip. If it dip, it'll come back because we in the age of what? AI. I'ma let it ride. I ain't touching it at all. So go on, God. That's why I said everybody that sits on here ain't dumb. Everybody that sits on YouTube ain't stupid. Everybody that sits on YouTube don't just want to yell and scream and get drunk and pass out and all that. Some of us that sits on here, even though we old, because they always talk about old people, even though we old, we very intelligent. I always tell people, you better hope you get my age. That's what you better hope. What you said, and you know that's going to divide. That's going to divide. Oh, I was going to come on here and talk about that. I'm going to come back on here and talk about stock this week. That's going to divide. You right on time, boo. Yes, ma'am. Yes, you are. Yes, you are. I just hate that my spouse is not here with me because he used to get a kick out of me going in talking about, babe, I bought us some more stock. He just would laugh and say, okay, baby. And go, because he was a country man, honey. He was a country man. He wasn't interested in all that. He trusts his wife. Okay, baby. And go on about his business. You know, I miss those conversations. I really do, you know. But that's okay. God will give me another one. I pray hard every day. I get to your age and more. Okay, now. Me too, honey. Let me see. That part and everyone. Come on, what you said. That's why I keep saying I'm gonna keep riding my 2010 as long as the Lord will let me ride it. I ain't getting no new car. I ain't knocking people who do, but I have better interests where I want my money. I ain't getting no new car. I keep on worrying, honey. I ain't got to worry nothing with somebody else's name on it. My name is just as important. You know how people say, yeah, I got Louie, and Tui, and Dewey, and Gooey, and all of them. Good for you. Good for you. I ain't got to do all that. I go to the Dollar Tree, and if I see a shirt I like, I buy it, and I know how to fix it up to make you think it cost me a mega penny. Don't let me go to the Goodwill. Oh, girl. Goodwill, yuck. Don't let me go to the Goodwill and find me some of them rich people stuff that they don't put out there, honey, and take it home and wash it. I take it to the cleaners and have them do it up real good. Oh yeah, we do that over here. We go Goodwill over here. We do. We do. Yeah. hmm See, don't play with me. I've never been concerned what people thought about me. For real. I've been over public opinion a long time ago. My own family was one of the worst people in history in life that ever said anything about me. When it comes from your own family members, baby, you develop a hard skin against what people say about you. And you learn how to endure and keep it moving. What was I gonna do? File up and cry? So yeah, I'm good. I'm good. Honey, who I can go Dollar Tree, Family Dollar, honey, and get some $5 lamps and some little rugs and stuff, honey, and put a room together. You would think it cost me a grip in the leg. Uh-uh. It's what I like. And if I like it, I'm a bad. I'd rather have right how you vision it. I'd rather have more money in my bank or my savings account than on my back or in my home. Certain things I don't substitute, but for the most of it, yeah, I do. You will, Catherine, if that's your desire, start praying for your husband. Just start praying for your husband. Say, Lord, I thank you for the husband you're going to send me. It's people getting married in their 60s and 70s, honey. And I mean, they having a good time. Do you hear me? Just tell the Lord, thank you for my husband. And Lord, prepare me for him. And he will. Before you know it, girl, you be done bumped into somebody coming out the store. I've heard so many stories about that. People bumping into each other like, oh, I'm sorry. Like, no, I'm sorry. Let me make it up to you. You know. Yeah. Strange things can happen. Like I said, I ain't gonna tell y'all until I actually say I do. I'm gonna come on here and be like, well, y'all, let me show you something. And let him be right next to me and let y'all see. Here's my husband. Because I know people are really, really crazy. They think God hears, don't let her get married. Don't let her. They think God really hears that. He don't hear that. That's selfish. God is not a selfish guy. And you know what? Since that's your desire, I'm going to yoke in with you and pray that prayer with you. Okay? I'm telling you, girl, you are my twin. My favorite persons are coaches. My husband used to give me a coach allowance. He did. He used to give me a coach allowance. And it'd be so funny. He's like, when's the last time you bought a purse? And I'm like, I start smiling. He's, look at you just smiling. I'm like, no, I ain't smiling. Be trying to put my cheeks down and can't. And he'd be like, yeah, go on and order you one. Here, don't spend no more. Excuse me, don't spend no more than this. Go and get you one. Honey, and I will go to the Coach outlet and get me two. Okay? Yes, they still have a Coach outlet, y'all. For those of you all who like coaches, I'm sure they have a Coach outlet, and you can get real coaches from the Coach outlet that has been marked down because they add a quote unquote season. Yeah, so one Coach purse that would cost you $250, you could possibly get for maybe $110. See how that works? Don't say I ain't never gave you nothing. Because I'm a Coach fiend. And you know what's so funny? I don't even carry a purse right now. All my Coaches is stacked up in my closet. I used to carry him when he was living. I don't know. Just a whole lot of things changed, you know. So I don't carry. I might start back because I have a gun now. And once I get my cert for my gun, because I don't want to take my gun until I get my cert. Once I get my cert for my gun, then I'll probably start carrying it. I won't carry it in my purse because if somebody snatch it, I don't want them to get my gun. So Cindy Trim got married. Yeah, I love Cindy Trim. I do. That's my girl. I love her. She, you know, I don't listen to her like I used to. I like the old Cindy Trim better, just like I like the old Juanita Bynum. The new one, she's okay, but the old Juanita Bynum with the jacked up hair, wearing that white thing around, wearing that white handkerchief around her neck, you know, dressed in all black all the time. That's the Juanita I like. That's the No More Sheets Juanita. That's the Juanita that laid hands on me to pronounce God to show himself and all my gifts in me. Yeah, that's the one I remember. And I mean, that woman got some heavy hands. I know she could fight because when she smacked me in my chest, pow, Father got him up. Yeah, that thing hurt. I ain't even gonna lie to you. That hurt. So let me see. Her, and then when I was 7 years old, Shirley Caesar came to Kentucky and she was singing and walking down the aisle and grabbed me by my hand and was walking with me while she was singing. And then she brought me back to my family. So that was some part of an importation as well. So, I had been singing since I was 4. So that helped mature my voice even the more. So, and let me say this, Pizarro Pizza, I enjoyed what I watched last night of her talent show. She had an on-the-spot talent show. And some people you never thought could lift up a bucket, tune in a bucket. They actually can carry a good tune. I was like, well, listen here. Who knew? Who knew they could sing? Oh my goodness, beautiful. So I really did. I enjoyed it last night. I didn't watch it all, but what I watched, I really enjoyed last night. They were singing their butt off. I just don't sing in competitions. I don't. Uh-huh. I know the plans that I have for you. That's right. That's right, honey. That is right. So let me see. But anyway, y'all, this is the first day I'm not tired from my medical procedure. Wow. Usually, even if I sit for a minute, I start getting tired. Thank you, Lord, I'm not tired. You answered that prayer because I gotta go get, yeah. So, but, oh, thank you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sis. I'm gonna start calling you sis. I appreciate you, sis. Yeah, people said I was trying to outsing people on YouTube. Girl, I got a stalker. I know who she is. She don't think I know who she is, but I know who she is. I really do. I've been knowing who she is for a while. She goes on this thing called the tracker, and she always seems to put my information out there. Like she said, Creole Butterfly, I heard you throwing shots at Fab Aid and something Fat B. Now, my thing was prove it. I've never said anything against 5A ever. Ever. One is my vlog mother. What do I look like talking about my own vlog mother? That's dumb. But however, whatever, she just seems to stalk me. She's always in my bushes. She don't like me, but she's always in my bushes listening to everything I say so that she can go back and say something about it. She's miserable. Okay? She's just miserable. So I don't pay her no attention. When I heard her say that, I said, "Oh, won't be listening to no more of the tracker." I just turned it off. Like I said, I don't listen to stuff that's gonna possibly upset my spirit, which it didn't, because I told her to prove it. People dumb. ah, thank you, babe. Thank you. Yeah, me and the real life with Anthony McNeil, that's my music man. He makes me want to sing. He does. He be like he'll hear a tune and he'll call me and be like, I heard this. I heard this. And he'll play something like, yeah, he makes me want to sing. And for some reason he just believed in me. I'm grateful. I'm very grateful, and everything. And he is just a genius. He's a genius, y'all. Oh my goodness. Now, he's supposed to be doing my intro. And I know you listening. If you ain't, you will be. Thank you, because he always go back and listen. He's supposed to be doing my intro. And this intro gonna be the bomb because he's in his lab with this intro. What I mean by that is when he gets in his head how he wants the sound to be, he don't release the sound until it's what he wants it to be. So that's why I haven't got my intro yet, because he's still working on it the way he wanted. So when somebody's a master at what they do, you gotta let them work. You just gotta let them do what they gotta do. So I know it's gonna be the bomb though. I already know. So I have complete trust in him. Complete trust in him. So yeah. So anyway, and I can't say her name until April. Because if I say her now, somebody gonna lose their mind because I know they up in the clouds listening to, even though they don't like me. Hi. Hey hater. Um, so anyway, y'all, I'm Greg Opera. I've been on here for 2 hours. Can you believe that? I'm so sorry, y'all. But I had to tell y'all about the Breonna Taylor thing, and then the ministry kicked in about marriage and all this stuff. So I love you guys. There's nothing that can stop me from kissing you all. You know this is Creole Butterfly. Libra Butterfly Coco 929 coming to you from the great state of Kentucky, where the women are beautiful and the horses are fast, or the horses are beautiful and the women are fast. It just depends on what you like. You thought I wasn't going to say that, didn't you? Also, happy birthday, happy quinceañera, happy bar mitzvah, happy anniversary to you, Lottie Dottie, and everybody who celebrates something today on March the 13th, 2024. I love you guys, and I hope to see you guys in the street. Remember, no matter what the test, always do your best. Thanks, 300. Thanks, everybody who came over. Smooches.